Hey guys, I've just got the Bambu Lab H2D, and I thought, as I've done with the A1 and the X1 carbon, I'd do a little test print to see how much it costs to run it. So let's get going. So it's powered off. Let's power it on, and sure you're all familiar with what it does. And there's so many other videos. I'm not gonna go over all ground. So this is the boot up. It's not going to use much. When it's booted, I'll just print a default print off it. Okay, right, it's booted. So let's just do a benchy. I'll just do the default benchy. Next. Not picking up. Okay. Not recognizing the AMS. That's a bit frustrating. Oh, new AMS detected, even though I printed on this literally something just now. Okay, guess it's a bit of a bug. I'll do this and then I'll come back and I'll restart the whole thing again. So essentially what it does here is it feeds a bit from each AMS, so it knows which one goes into which head. I've already done this, so it's a bit frustrating that it's lost this, but it is quite good. At least it's doing its thing. Okay, didn't take long anyway, so that's good. Right, so let's print, and we'll go right extruder and we'll go that red. There we go. Okay. And then as it does all the pre-print checks and stuff, you can watch the numbers. Apparently it's home in the tool head. Okay, still home in the tool head. Okay, pull in the filament, changing the filament as the display says, even though this was actually the last thing I printed with. Similar numbers to what we saw with the other two Bambu Lab models. Pretty sure it's probably going to be exactly the same cost as it is on the other one. And just to clarify, I'm only printing with the right head on here, with the right hot end. I'm not touching the left one at all. So worst case, you can double the cost if you're going to heat two hot ends, but in reality it won't cost that. If people really want me to do it, I will do a dual print so we can see what the impact is. Worst case, you're talking double, and this thing ain't going to cost a lot, is it? It's cleaning the hot end now. I've noticed it likes to do this 3 or 4 times. So bed leveling now. Okay, vibration compensation. Right, printing now it says. So the hot end is at 210 degrees and climbing, 218, sticking around 218, and it started printing. We're off. Same numbers as the other two printers as we've spotted in the warm-up activities. Not that adds much, but you can see the old benchy going down. Not a massive fan of benchies, but I printed a couple and just keeping it consistent. Yeah, we're talking the same numbers as the other two. I'm just going to cut now and I'll come back as we're in the final few layers, and then we'll see what the actual cost is. Okay, we're nearly done. So 184th layer of 192, just finishing the stack on the top. Let's look at the numbers. So all the way throughout this, I've noticed that the numbers are pretty much the same as we get on the BambuLab X1 Carbon and the A1. Not much difference. Interestingly, I did notice the left hot end, even though it wasn't in use, ranging from 35 all the way up to 100 degrees. But most of the time it's at 35. But you can hear now the AMS is winding back. So the print's done. And we'll get the stupid music in a second. But the cost is the same. So that's a penny. A penny for a benchy. Which isn't bad. Not the best benchy. But this is some old filament that probably could do with drying. I did do one before and it was okay. But key takeaway, costs you a penny. So if your missus has a go at you saying you're printing too much, it's costing too much money, that might be true on the filament and the printers, but it's not for the electricity. Thanks for watching.